All right, Shalom Israel. Shalom Israel with the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any Christian organization. So tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash class, all right? It's the Hebrew Lashawan Qadash class, all right? Or the Lashawan Qadash. This is where you learn the Hebrew language, all right? This is something very important for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to understand and learn. We have to learn the Lashawan Qadash. We have to learn the Hebrew language. Like the Hebrew language is a part of our culture. Like the Hebrew language is a part of our nationality, our heritage. Like it's the very part of our identity. A language helps people define who you are and what you are. Like you can just tell who a people are based off of what they speak, meaning the language that they speak. Like you can identify people based off how they walk, how they talk, what they wear, how they dress. You understand? That's a part of their customs. That's a part of their culture. Like that's a part of their traditions. Well, guess what? The Lord passed down a culture and a heritage, and most importantly, of course, an identity that Black people have. All right, the Lord passed down an identity that the Native Americans have. Like the Lord passed down an identity that the so-called Latinos have, and it's the Bible. Now, the Hebrew is the language. All right, we need to learn this Hebrew. And this is the most important time to learn the Lashawan Qadash in the Hebrew language, all right? Like it's something very, very important. Salaki. I mean, Salaki. Like something very important. Like, listen, we gotta get it together, Israel. All right. We already see World War III about to pop off. Putin talking that smack. Biden talking crazy too. You understand? Like this is a part of preparing the kingdom of heaven. Like this is a part of preparing for Christ to return. Is learning how to speak the Hebrew, learning how to speak the Lashawan Qadash. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the lesson. All right. So with that, Salaki Chubi Ituab, Most High in Christ. What I want is the alphabet. All right. I believe we wrote it in the Paleo last week, so we're going to write the alphabet this week in the Assyrian. All right. We're going to get the Paleo in the Assyrian, and the brother's going to write. Anyone watching class 2, you want to practice writing the alphabet. Like the alphabet is something very important. Like you want to get used to writing the alphabet. You want to get used to pronouncing the alphabet. You want to get used to reading the alphabet. Like one of the key parts of learning the Hebrew is learning the alphabet, because our alphabet is exactly how our words are going to be pronounced. You want to study the alphabet. You can write it in the Syrian script whenever you're ready, y'all. Like you want to make sure you are studying the Hebrew alphabet and how to pronounce the alphabet, like your ah, your ba, your ga, your da, your ha, your wa, your za, your ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, sha, tha. Like you want to make sure you study the alphabet. Also, don't forget to put your name, city, and state. Do not forget to sign in and check into class. All right. Do not forget to sign in and check into class. Make sure so we can get you down for attendance. All right. Make sure y'all click that link. Right. Make sure y'all click that link in the chat. There should be a link in the live chat that y'all can sign into. All right. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state. But this is something very important too. Like if you don't know the Hebrew language, you're not going to know the Bible. Like you cannot escape from not learning the Hebrew language. If you don't know the Hebrew language, then you're not going to understand the Bible. All right? You're not going to know the Bible. You're not going to really understand the Bible. Like the Lord uses certain words to make us understand what the scripture is saying. And if you don't know how to read the Hebrew, and you don't know how to write the Hebrew, and you don't know how to speak the Hebrew, the Bible is going to get even harder for you to understand. That's why in the ISUPK, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans how to write the Hebrew, how to read the Hebrew, how to speak Hebrew, because this is the Lord's language. Like this is the same language that Christ spoke. Like the Hebrew language is the same language that Nehemiah was whooping the Jews' tail for not knowing how to speak. Like the Hebrew language is something very important to understand. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state in the live chat. And don't forget to click on those links so you can also participate in attendance. If you want to be a trooper or a sister in the school, get in contact. If you are in the Virginia school, do not forget, all right? Do not forget to sign in and check in and also fill out that form, all right? All right. Do not forget. But this is something very important. Aquafin and Akim. Like you want to, this is a part of separating from America. Teaching your kids how to speak Hebrew is helping the nation of Israel separate from America. You want to separate from America in every way, shape, and form. In the things that you do, the things that you say, how you operate, how you live, how you eat, how you walk, how you talk, how you speak, however you want to call it. This is how you learn, man. This is how you separate from America. The Lord says in Revelation, like this is what the Bible says right here. We're gonna get the Bible real quick while the brother gets that on the board. All right. Make sure you try to keep it straight too. You do it tomorrow, but make sure you try to keep it straight as possible. You can correct yourself after the time. All right. Make it on the same level as that I. Now let's get Revelation chapter 18. We're gonna start at verse 4 real quick. Actually it's lucky, not verse 4. Let me see. Yeah, we're gonna start at verse 4. In Revelation chapter 18, verse 4 says, and I heard another voice from heaven. Like the Lord said, and I heard another voice from heaven. Can anybody tell me online or in class what is that voice? It says, I heard another voice from heaven say, like this is the Lord, man. Like this, like it says, we're gonna start at verse 2. We're gonna start at verse 2. We're gonna read verse 2. All right. Verse 2, and he cried mightily. So like verse 1, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. So the Lord is sending his angel speaking to John. This is the context of Revelation chapter 4, verse 1. Like he is talking, like this is an angel talking, right, to John. John the Revelator, right? John was a brother that went to prison on an island called Patmos. Just like any other black man in America, or any Latino man in America, or any other Native American man in America being sent to prison on an island like Alcatraz. This is John the Revelator. An angel is speaking to John, and the angel is giving him prophecies about what's going to happen in the end times with the coming of Christ. All right, and all these type of prophecies, all right, are going to be fulfilled. In verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice. Like this angel was not soft. This angel was not weak. It wasn't some white baby in the sky with a soft tushy and blue eyes and blonde hair. Like it was none of that. Like this was he had a strong voice. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling. This is talking about America falling. All right. And is fallen and has become the habitation of devils. Like America has been the habitation, meaning this is where devils live. That's why we say our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. And it says he cried mightily with a strong voice, meaning he's speaking something. Guess what language his brother is speaking in? He's speaking in the Lashawan Qadash. He's speaking in the Hebrew language. We're going to go down to verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. The Lord does not want you to receive the very same plagues that America is going to receive. And as small as learning the Hebrew language, you're going to learn how not to receive the plagues of America. You're not going to receive the same plagues that Babylon is going to receive. Like the Lord is trying to send black people a message right here. You can separate from America just by learning how to speak the Hebrew. Learn how to say Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, or Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, or Yahweh Shemar Lathan Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah, or Yahweh Shemar Alatha Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. Like you are learning how to separate yourself from America just by learning those sentences and those prayers and those salutes and those greetings in the Hebrew language. Like it's that easy. Like do not take this as a light thing. You understand? Like we're going to get real quick while the brother gets the scripture. I'm gonna pull these scriptures too, man. I'm gonna pull these scriptures real quick. I want y'all to know these scriptures. Let's get Nehemiah chapter 13. We're gonna get Nehemiah chapter 13, like Nachamaya in the Hebrew. Like Nehemiah is Nachamaya. Nachamaya. Does anybody know what Nachamaya means? You want to give it a shot? Do you remember what Nachamaya means? If you know.
Nehemiah.
Yeah, Nehemiah. Right, Nehemiah. Do you know what Nachamaya means in the Hebrew?
Yeah.
No sweat, no sweat. That's no sweat at all. Anyone online? Do y'all know what Nachamaya means? I'm gonna give it to y'all eventually. There's no sweat if y'all don't know. Right? But Nachamaya, like that's something very important to know the meaning of these names. Like these names mean something. Like the Lord also wants you to know the meaning of these names. It says Nachamaya. If you don't know, that's Nehemiah in the Hebrew, and his name means the Lord comforts. Like that's what his name means. And we're gonna get Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 1. I mean, it's like we're gonna go to verse let's get Nehemiah verse 13 and let's see. Hold on one second. We're gonna get verse 23. We're gonna get Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 23. And it says, in those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, right? Ashdod would be the so-called Jewish man, of Ammon, that's your so-called Japanese, and of Moab, would that be your so-called Chinese. So Nehemiah, he saw in those days that the Jews were marrying Jewish, so was marrying Becky and and Skylar and Cheyennes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Liliths and all that type of stuff. Marrying Chun Lees and Wulus and Chulas and all that type of stuff, man. Like Nehemiah saw the disgusting things happening during this time. Took wives of the so-called Jewish man, and took wives of the so-called Japanese man, and took wives of the so-called Chinese man, which was another nation of people. Verse 24. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, meaning they were able to speak in the language of Ashdod, meaning they were able to speak in the language of the so-called Jewish men at that time, and could not speak in the Jews' language, and could not speak in the Jews' language. Like they could not speak in the language of the Jews. They could not speak in the language of the language of the Jews, which is the language of the Lord, which is the Hebrew language. Like they could not speak it, man. And it says, but according to the language of each other. But according to the language of each other, meaning, but they were able to speak the language that their parents spoke, that they already knew, which is another nation's language. Like English is not our language. Spanish is not our language. French is not our language. Creole is not our language. All right. Patois is not our language. You understand? Verse 25, and I contended with them, meaning he fought them and cursed them and smote certain of them, like he went to war with these brothers, man, and plucked off their hair, like he plucked off the hair off these brothers, man, off these children that he saw that could not speak the Jews' language. And he was saying at the same time, whooping their tail, you shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves. Like there's a spirit behind why Nehemiah was doing this, if anyone did not know. The reason why Nehemiah was whooping their tail and pulling the hairs off their heads is the simple fact that this was diluting our culture. Like having sex with other nations of people and having sex with these other nations out here and making marriages with them was slowly diluting our culture. We were more focused on serving their gods instead of serving the God of our forefathers. Like that's why he was contending with them. Like that's why it's so important for us to not go outside of our nation, all right, and make marriages with these people. When you start to make marriages with Becky and you start making marriages with Skylar and start making marriages with Lily and start making with marriages with Lee and all these so-called Edomites, with these Edomites and these Moabites and these Japanese people with our Ammonites. Once you start marrying these outside these other nations, you're going to be focused on their culture and not yours. That's why when you're black, so-called black in America, and you go get you so-called white women in America, you're not worried about black problems. You're no longer worried about black people. You're talking about we're all equal, we're all the same, knowing damn well your people are being locked up and locked away. Like there's a spirit behind all of this. And all of this is just not knowing how to speak your language. Like it was so important to learn to know your culture. This is a part of your culture. Learning how to speak the Hebrew is a part of your culture. It's a part of the traditions the Lord passed down to you. Like this right here that you see on the board is a part of your identity, and you have to know it. And you have to know how to speak it. And it's something so important. I mean, so important. Do you understand? Like, this is how you separate yourself from these other nations of people. You do not want to not know how to speak the Hebrew language. So let's see what we have. We have your ah, we have your ba. That's a good ba. Ga. All right. There you go. Your da, your ha, your wa, your za. Okay. Your ha, your ta. Now this is written in the Syrian script, by the way. All right. That's your ya. All right. Your ya, your ka, your la. All right. Your ma. Let me see. I see the bottom ka. That's the wa. Your ka. All right. Your ma, your na. Oh, sorry, in Christ. Your sa, your I, your pa, your taza, okay, your qua. You want to make this a little, that's tawab, that's tawab, you tawab, that's tawab. I see what you did. That's tawab. You'll get better at it. So you go like this. You can do it like that if you would like. All right, your qua, all right, your ra. You want to make sure your ra right here, you want to make sure your ra is more curved to separate from the da. Like your da and your ra are going to look similar, but you can tell the difference. Like your da is going to have a straight line, while your ra is going to look like almost like an R. It's going to look like an R, has like a curve. So you're going to curve it in your ra straight down. That's what your ra is going to look like. You want to emphasize that curve that the ra has. So that's your ra, your sha, and your tha. Most on Christ is Torah. So you have your ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, tha. All right. So that's the alphabet right there. Y'all want to remember. Make sure y'all study that alphabet. Don't forget to write down that alphabet. All right. All right. If you guys have any questions on a word that you would like to know, all right, and things like that, y'all can easily ask. But we're going to be going over vocabulary today. All right, we're going to be going over vocabulary today. All right. All right, you can go ahead and get rid of that, but push up. All right, this is what I want you to write on the board. And I want you to write it. I want you to write it in Hebrew. All right, and then I want you to put the translations words underneath. I'm gonna write out a sentence. All right, we're going to get into vocabulary today, but I want to write a sentence real quick so every brother and sister will know how to say this. All right. First thing is going to be ha ayash. Ha ayash. Ha ayash.
And you say you want me to write it.
So I want you to. So now, in parentheses underneath, put the man. The man. All right. Next word is going to be Laban. Put it side by side. I want you to side by side. Write it in as if it's a sentence.
Like this.
From right to left, but in sentence form. Laban. Anybody know what Laban means? Make sure y'all taking these notes too. I'm sure y'all would love to say this. Remember this slogan. Laban, white. Next word is Ha-Shatan. Ha-Shatan.
Is that Satan?
Shaitan would, yes, it would translate to Satan. It can translate to Satan, yes. But it has more than one. Shaitan has more than one meaning. Shaitan. That's correct. Shaitan would translate to Satan. You want to put that ha means something. That ha, I'm gonna break it down. That ha is the th. So in front of that ha in front of the word will always be a th, unless it's part of the word. All right. So this is how you would figure out root words. Ayash, right? You see how ayash on the board on top? Ayash is man in Hebrew, but that ha in front of ayash that makes it the man. Laban is the own word. It's white. Ha means the, Shaitan, right? In this case, we're going to use it as devil. The devil. Right? Still got more. A little more. Ha-sapar. 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 Sentence form. So you're going to bring right next to it. Ha-sapar. Ha-ayash. So far we got is Ha-ayash labana shatan. Ha-sapar. 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 Sapar. Ha-sapar. Ha-sapar. And that's the. I'm going to say, hold on, I think I'm missing a word. So like, you know, I'm not. The book. Right? Hold on, I want you to right next to that word, sapar, put Qadash. Qadash. Give it a little more separation so they don't think it's a part of the word. Just a little bit of a gap. Even though, by the way, that is a correct gap that you would see in the Bible, by the way, but just for teaching purposes, just give it a little more. That's all. You know what Qadash means? Anybody know what Qadash means? Holy, correct. Qadash. I'm gonna break down this sentence real quick after this. So now what I want you to do is I want you to kind of make like a triangle coming down. So I want you to write something. So connect the holy. So draw a line. So draw a line from holy to the middle and draw a line from the book. I might just have to do it for you real quick because I'm gonna confuse you by saying it. I'm gonna let you write it. This holy. What word would you put there? Can you guess what word you would put there under that arrow? Bible. Correct. And then on this side, to finish out the sentence, put the bar.
Just you want me to do that too as well?
No. Now this is an actual Hebrew word, the bar. So you're gonna complete the sentence, the bar. Right? So Ha'ayash, Labana Shatan, Hashapar Qadash, the bar. Right? In parentheses, we're gonna put speak. The bar means to speak. All right. This is what I want y'all to do. Go ahead, the water. Keep it up here. I want y'all to put this into your notes. All right? Put this into your notes. Put this in your repertoire. Study this line. All right? Study this right here. So you have Yaha Ayash. Yaha in the Hebrew language in front of a word means the. That's why we're teaching vocabulary. so you can be able to spot out and to weed out root words. The root word within this sentence right here is ayash. This is the root word, meaning anything else is either grammar or it means something else within that sentence. So ayash means man. So this is the root word. So that ha in front of ayash, which is man, means the. So ha means the in front of a word. So ha ayash meaning the man. Ha ayash meaning the man. Then you have Laban. All right? La, ba, and a na. Laban meaning white. Laban means white. So you want to know how to say white? Laban. Now, in the Hebrew language, all right, it's not like the English language. All right? It's not like the English language. So when you're structuring sentences, adjectives actually come after the noun in Hebrew. Unlike in English, the adjective comes before the noun, right? Because remember, in English, I would literally say the white man, right? Quote unquote. That's what I would say in the English. The white man in English. But in Hebrew, I'm saying the man white. That's because the adjective comes after the noun. I believe Spanish does the very same way. A lot of languages outside of English actually do this. Actually has that very same rule where the adjective comes after the noun. So I want y'all to pay very close attention to that. The adjective comes after the noun. So you never want to put an adjective in front of a noun in Hebrew. It's absolutely wrong. It's absolutely incorrect. All right? I mean, completely wrong. That's why it's not tawab bawakwar. It's bakwar. It's bawakwar tawab. You get my point? It's a good. I'm still saying good morning. Bawakwar tawab is actually still saying good morning. In English, it would say tawab bawakwar, but in Hebrew, the adjective comes after the noun. So you have ha ayash laban. That's saying the white man. All right. Ha ayash. All right. Ha ayash laban. Then you have ha shaitan. Right. Ha shaitan meaning the devil. All right. Ha shaitan meaning the devil. Ha meaning the, shaitan translates to devil. All right. Ha shaitan meaning the devil. All right. Then you have ha sapar. Sapar meaning book. Ha meaning the. So ha meaning the, sapar meaning book. So the book. Right. But then we have Qadash. Qadash in this is a what? Qadash would be what in this sentence? Want to give it a guess out? What would Qadash be in the sentence? If this is the noun, the Qadash would be an adjective. So guess what? An adjective is always describing a noun, right? That's what an adjective does. An adjective is describing what a noun is. Like this noun is either something, like that's what an adjective is. It describes the noun. This noun is either good. This noun is bad. This noun is holy. This noun is funny. This noun is ugly. This noun is pretty. This noun is handsome. Like an adjective is always going to describe a noun. So Qadash means holy. This is being used as an adjective that's describing the noun for this book, meaning holy book. So what's in holy book? Anybody know what a holy book is? Of course, we know what it is. It's the Bible. All right, that's saying the Bible. That's why you see Bible right here. That's why you see Bible right here. So this word is Qadash. So Hashapar Qadash. Then you have Debar. Debar is a verb saying to speak. That's why we wrote speak of. All right. We're going to use a different marker this time. I think the red is looking a little faded. All right. So we have Ha Ayash Laban, Ha Shatan, Ha Sapar Qadash Debar. Meaning our oppressor, but you read it, is the devil the Bible speaks of. I can't say it because we're going to get flagged, all right? I'm not trying to get flagged, but I do want y'all to read this, all right? This is how you read the sentence. Take into your notes. Ha Yash Labana Shatana Safar Kodash the Bar. All right. So if you wanna say this in the sentence, it's Ha'ayash Laban Hashatan Hasapar Quadash Dabar. All right. The blank is the devil the Bible speaks of. All right. All right. Ha'ayash Laban Hashatan HaQuadash, like Hasapar Quadash Dabar. So Ha'ayash Laban Hashatan Hasapar Quadash Dabar. Practice that in the mirror. Y'all want to know how to say that? This is in your language. Y'all want to know who the devil, the Bible, who the devil is. Y'all want to know who that devil is. The Bible speaks about a devil, and we're going to listen. You just learned in the Hebrew how to say who the devil is. If I say Maya Shatan, right? If I say Maya Shatan, I'm asking you who the devil is. Well, your response should be Hayash Labana Shatan Hashapar Kodash Dabar. That's gonna be y'all. Listen, I'm gonna do this every class. All right. That's gonna be your quiz till Passover. I'm gonna ask you a question at Passover. Y'all better be in my class, because I'm gonna ask you, and y'all better answer me in Hebrew. Y'all better answer me in Hebrew. If I ask you Maya Hashatan, meaning who is the devil. If I ask you, all right, Maya Hashatan, meaning who is the devil, your response should be Hayash Labana Shatan Hashapar Kodash Dabar. All right. Let's try it out. Maya Hashatan. Go ahead, take your time. You can read it out too. You can read it.
Will it be the devil?
Well, I mean, I want you to, no, okay. I want you to respond in the language that I in the sentence I wrote in Hebrew. So I'm asking you who the devil is. So I'm asking you, Maya Hashatan. Maya meaning who? All right, Hashatan meaning the devil. So I'm asking you who the devil is. So Maya Hashatan. Your response should be on that read verbatim.
Ayash Laban
Mm-hmm.
Hashata. Oh yeah, Hashatan.
Mm-hmm.
Isupar.
Okay.
Isupar.
Hasapar, you got it.
Hasupar. Quadash. Devar.
Most High Christ. That's exactly how you answer this. So let's do it one more time. So if I say Maya Hashatan,
Ayash Laban. Hashatan.
mm-hmm.
Hashapar. Quadash. Devar.
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Give the brother a hand. That's what I'm talking about. So now y'all know. So remember for Passover, if you see your Rosh Hashanah at Passover, Lord willing, I make it to Passover. All right. As long as there's breath in my lungs, I will be at Passover. And I ask you, Maya Hashatan, y'all better be answering Hayash Labana Shatan Hashapar Kodash Dabar. I want this to be a slogan throughout the ISUPK. All right. I want y'all to know this every Passover, every class. I'm going to ask you who the devil is, and y'all should answer Hayash Labana Shatan Hashapar Kodash Dabar. All right. We know who the devil is back here. All right. We know who the devil is back here. All right. Maya Hashatan. That's the question. The answer is Ha'ayash Labana Shatan Hashapar Quadash Dabar. Make sure you guys put that into your notes when y'all can. Go ahead and take it up for me. You can go ahead and let's get into it. The why. Most High Christ, Salaki. So now we're gonna get into this alphabet. All right, not the alphabet, Salaki. We're gonna get into these into the vocabulary. All right, we're gonna finish off where we left off. We're still in the letter F. All right, we are still in the letter F, and we're gonna finish this out. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state. All right, do not forget to put your name, city, and state in the live chat. Don't forget to click in that link, Bubba Kwasha, for attendance. For attendance, put your name, city, and state in the live chat. And as well as make sure you click that link so we can get in contact with you and you can get in contact with the school, all right? Most High Christ, let's go off where we left off. I believe we left off at fly, which is IWAP. We left off at fly, which is IWAP. So now let's get. That's not it. Bear with me. All right, let's get regal. 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 Let's get regal. Anybody know what regal means? Anybody know what regal means? Regal. Think about it, regal. I suffer thy blink to be moved. Regal. Continue right now. That's a while. Regal. Want to give it a guess up? I suffer thy blink to be moved. I suffer not thy blink to be moved. Face. Not face. We are in the letter F, but it's not face. Anybody want to give me a guess online? I suffer not thy blink to be moved. Regal. Regal. Meaning foot. I suffer not thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. I'm sure. Now you remember, right? Okay, no sweat, no sweat. Let's get Nasha. Nasha. All right, you should be able to get this one. Nasha. Nasha. With a ha at the end. Like Nasha. 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 You don't get this out. I'm gonna tell Cap. Like, listen, Cap. I don't know about the brother. He don't know your name, man. Nah, no sweat. Nasha. Like as in Captain, not the Zak Nasha. If you remember, that means you'll never fail. Not fail. If you remember, you will never forget. Nasha means to forget. Forget. Nasha, forget. Right? La'an Nasha, don't forget. La'an Nasha. I believe that's exactly what Captain Natazak Nasha name means, to never forget. All right. Let's get salak. Salak. Anybody know what salak means? What does salak mean? What does salak mean? Let me give it a shot. Salak with a cha at the end. Salak, cha. Salak. I'm gonna give it a shout out. Salak. Salak. Anybody want online? Y'all want to give it a shot? How do you say salak? Salak.
Is it forgive?
Correct. Forgive is salak. Or excuse. Salak meaning forgive or excuse. That's where we get salakia from. Right? That's where we get salakia from. Salak. Right?
So that y'all would be forgive me.
Exactly, because that ya is a pronoun, right? That would be in that case. That me is a object pronoun to be specific. So you have possessive pronouns, which are like now pronouns that are used to possess something like mine, yours, theirs, ours. Right? Those are possessive pronouns. Then you got object pronouns like me, you, us. Like those are object pronouns. Then you have something called subject pronouns, which is like your I am, you again, um, uh, them, they, you all, we. Like those are subject pronouns. All right. So object pronouns will always go after a verb, and possessive pronouns will always go after a noun. So salak is a verb meaning to forgive. Like ya is an object pronoun because object pronouns only go after verbs. That's how you break that down. That's correct. Forgive me would be salakia. Let's get mazalah. Let's get mazalah.
Mazalam.
Yeah, mazalag.
Lag.
Mazalag. 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 It's a give you a hint. It's a piece of silverware. It's a piece of silverware. Mazalag.
Fork.
Correct. Mazalag is fork. So we want to say, pass me the mazalag or give me the mazalag. You would say Natanya mazalag. Nathan meaning give. Ya is the object pronoun me. Mazalag is fork. Natanya mazalag. Give me fork. Or you can say ha mazalag. Ha mazalag would be what?
Would be the fork.
Exactly. Most High in Christ. The fork. So you would say Natanya ha mazalag. Pass me the fork. We can fit one more now.
Okay.
Give me, actually, you know what? We'll keep those up there because I want some of these on top. All right. So we have on the board so far. All right, and take time to put this into your notes. All right, I'll give you all time to put into your notes. So you have regal, regal meaning foot. All right, nasha meaning forget, salak meaning forgive, then mazalag meaning fork. So this is vocabulary that you want to know. Like you want to know this vocabulary. Don't think this is absolutely useless because it's not. You want to these are words that you're going to use on a daily basis. Like this is a list of words um, in alphabetical order to the English language that you're going to use on a daily basis. You're going to use fork when you're not going to use it. You eat with a fork and a spoon every day. All right, macaque meaning spoon, mazalaj meaning fork. We didn't get to the S's yet, but I'm sure, I believe macaque is there, right? So regal meaning foot, nasha forget, like oh man, I forgot. We can easily just say, damn, I nasha, all right? Well, you actually say nasha taya, all right? You would say nasha taya. You're like, oh man, nasha taya salakia. You just said I forgot. All right, nashataya is you conjugating it in the past tense because forgot is the past tense for forget. So taya, you would add taya at the end. You'd be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Nashataya, salakia, babukusha. All right. And you have salak, forgive me, salakia, babukusha. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. You know, salak meaning forgive. Then mazalag, Natanya mazalag, babukusha. You know, Anya Taza, Anya Taza Barak, La Akal. You know what I'm saying? Give me the fork, please. I need to eat. All right. Like this is how you would make sentences. This is how you would structure sentences. You want to know the vocabulary. Like the more vocabulary you know, the more words you're going to be able to use in building sentences. All right. It's going to take time to get where like even it took time for me to get to where I am to where I can structure sentences like that. You know, like I said, Nathanya Mazlag Bobo Kwasha under Tazawar Rock La Akal. I all I said was give me the fork. All right, give me the fork, please. I need to eat. All right. Mazalag meaning fork. So regal meaning foot. Nasha meaning forget. Salak meaning forgive. Mazalag meaning fork. All right. All right. Go ahead. You can take that down. Let's get some more. Give me chapashya. 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 Let me see. Chapash. Chapashya. 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 Yash Kapash, fix that Kapash. You missing an H there when you wrote it in English. That's not Kapash. Kapashia. Anybody know what Kapashia means? If you are in slavery, then you are not
Free.
correct. Kapashia meaning free. Kapashia meaning free. Kapashia meaning free. Let's get Tarya. Tarya. Like a Tarya. 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 Mm. You want your fruits and vegetables. Let me see. I'm trying to think of one. Everyone. Let me see. If you are clean, you are looking what?
Fresh.
Most High in Christ. Tarya is fresh. Tarya is fresh. Let's get Mayan. 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 If I'm asking you where you are, what's Mayan? Where are you, Mayan? What would Mayan mean? What would Mayan mean? Can you shut up? Where are you, Mayan? Adelan, come here, Babu Kusha. Nah. You can see right here, Babu Kusha. You're right. From. Where are you, Mayan? Where are you from? Let's see. We can one more on there. We can put two on there because we got two more. All right, Parya. 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 Salakia. If I did say parya, then Salakia. Parya. Parya. Let me see. You want to eat your blank and vegetables. You want to eat your blank and vegetables. Fruit. Parya is fruit. Parya meaning fruit. Let's get the next one. Let's get sayad. 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 If I am not from the past, I am from the Sayad is future. Sayad is future. I am from the Sayad. Right? I am from the future. Or I say I be from the future. Right? That's how black people would talk. I be from the future. The reason why I say that is because the reason why we're going to say I be from the future. Can anybody tell me why I said I be from the future instead of saying I am from the future? Why did I change it to I be from the future? Anybody want to give it a guess why I said I be from the future? Let's see if anybody's been paying attention to my classes. All right. Now y'all think y'all laughing like, man, this brother don't know how to speak English right. He said I be from the future. What person talks like I be from there? Like I be from over here. I be from right there. I be from over here. I be from the future. I be from the past. I be from this city. Like why are you talking like that? That's weird. That's not proper English. All you have to say is I am from this city. I am from Chicago. Instead of I be from Chicago or I be from Jersey or I be from DC. Why am I adding that be there? Anybody give a guess why I'm adding that be there when I'm making that sentence? And the reason why I'm putting it there because this is how you would structure this sentence in the Hebrew. I kind of gave y'all the answer, but I want y'all to give me the verb, right? To be. Y'all remember the verb to be? I. Say it again. I. Not I. I'm gonna give it to y'all for time's sake so we can get into it. Haya. Haya is to be. So if I be from the future, because you can't just say Anya, because of course y'all probably thinking this. Oh, well, I know the subject pronoun I or I am, which is Anya. So I know how to say I or I am, which is Anya. I know it, right? Okay. I see the brother just put up Mayan on the board, meaning from. So if I say if I say Anya Mayan DC, you probably think, oh yeah, I can say I'm from Anya Mayan DC. I'm from DC. Even though that was a good shot, and I'll give it to you. But the proper way is you have to have a verb there. And that verb, that like miscellaneous verb you can just throw in there for sentences like that, because mayan is not really a verb, right? It's almost like I think it's like an adverb. I think it's an adverb, all right? If I'm not mistaken, it's almost like an adverb. Look that up. What type of word? I think look up what type of word from would be. I think it's like an adverb or or some type, because it's not a noun, it's not an adjective. I think it's an adverb. What type of word is from? Let's see. It could be a verb. Let's see. I think it's an adverb in most cases. Look it up for me, y'all. Let's see. But in the Hebrew, you would add the verb to be. So you would say, Anya Hawaya Mayan Aithayad. I'm from the future. Or you can say Ma Aithayad, which means I'm still from the future. You can say Mayan Aithayad or just Ma Aithayad. Whichever way you would say it, you would be correct. All right. So you got Kapashia, meaning free. You know, I be free, right? I am free. Kapashia, all right, is an adjective. I am free, right? So you want to describe the verb or whatever is being put. So that subject pronoun is talking about you. So you're the noun, but that's the pronoun that the Kapashia, the word free, is is um is describing, right? So you would say Anya Hawiya Kapashia. I be free or I am free. All right, everyone's kind of getting what I'm putting down. Let me know if that's making sense. All right. You want to say fresh, Tarya. Let's say I want to say I am fresh. I am fresh. I would say Anya Hawaya Tarya. I be fresh. Or you can say Parya, fruit. The fruit. Haparya Tarya. Haparya Tarya. So Haparya Tarya. The fruit is fresh. All right. The fruit is fresh. Or I can say Zaparya Tarya. This fruit is fresh. Ha Parya Tarya. The fruit is fresh. Zaparya Tarya. This fruit is fresh. Y'all get it? Like this is something, y'all, like this is how important it is to learn vocabulary. Because now you're going to be able to learn how to structure sentences. And you can make a lot of sentences by just knowing a lot of vocabulary. So don't take taking vocabulary lightly. Did you find what from is as a verb? No sweat. We'll just keep it moving now. No sweat. Let's get right to it. I believe it's a I'll look it up real quick. You can take what's off on the board.
It's a lot of thinking. I think they're saying it's an adjective or something like that. It's not really saying specifically.
Right. Yeah, it's not describing what it is. Yeah, it's like it's just a function word. So, I see what you mean there. I see it's not it ain't doing us no good. I see what you mean. All right. Let's get Rawak. Rawak. Yeah, it's like okay, it would be a preposition.
What is it? Walk or walk?
Rawak with a kha, right? Rawak with a kha. That's correct. All right, Rawak. Rawak meaning I'm not gonna be able to give a sentence to explain this, but gain, Gain, gain. But walk is gain, right? To gain something. You want to, I don't know. I know in working out you want to get gains, but I want to know how to structure that in a sentence, I guess. But gain, gain, for walk.
Fortunate?
Uh, possibly, but right, gain. For walk meaning gain. Wak meaning gain. All right, let's get Ashapa. Ashapa.
Ashapa or Ashapa?
Ashapa. Ashapa instead of Ashapa. Good. Ashapa. Ashapa. Anybody want to give it a guess? I know you might hear me say this every once in a while. Ashapa. Ashapa. Tupac is Ashapa. Let me see how many enemies I'm gonna make. Tupac is Ashapa. Nas and Jay-Z is Ashapa. All old music is Ashapa. I'm only joking when I say this, because when you guys get the meaning of it, y'all gonna completely disagree with me. Ashapa. This music is Ashapa. No, la, not that. But it does start with a G. You would throw something out.
Garbage?
God, Ashapa is garbage. I'm only messing around. Tupac, Nas, and all of them. They're not garbage. All right, they're not Ashapa. I was just being funny. All right, don't take me to counsel nobody. All right, but Ashapa meaning garbage. Ashapa is garbage. So we want to throw something away in the garbage. You would say Ashapa. Put it in the Ashapa. Let's get gone. 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 Adam and Eve were throwing out the gone.
The garden.
Correct. Garden. Let's get Bagad. Bagad. Okay, Bagad. This is something you wear at Passover.
Garment.
Bagad is garment. Bagad is garment. All right.
You good too.
So Bagad. So you have Rawak, which is gain. Ashapa is garbage. Gan is garden, Bagad is garment. Right? Like you need a Bagad for Pesach, meaning Pesach, the Passover. Right? Garden, where the fruits and vegetables are. all right, where your parium are, all right? That's garden. God is garden, Ashapa, right? Ashapa, like Eminem is Ashapa, all right? Beastie Boys is Ashapa. Vanilla Ice is Ashapa. America, all right, is Ashapa, meaning absolute garbage. Rawak, all right, which is to gain, right? Like to increase something, to gain something. Rawak, all right? Make sure y'all put that into your notes. Make sure you put into your notes. So we have Rawak is gain, Ashapa is garbage. Gan is garden, but God is garment. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state in the live chat. All right, don't forget to put your name, city, and state in the live chat. Rashad, don't forget to do that. Don't forget to sign into those links. Right, click in those links. Don't forget that either. Get that right away. All right, you two are, but we're gonna take that down. Let's get Alawak. I mean, it's like not Alawak. Let's get Gaz. Let's get Gaz. Gaz. Let's get Gaz. Gaz. Gaz is a transliteration, by the way. Gaz prices are very high. Gas. 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 So Gaz is a transliteration to say gas. Let's get Kwa. Wow. Kwa.
Kawa or just Kawa?
Kwa. Kwa. The Lord wants us to blank together, gather. Correct. Go Kwa meaning gather. Let's get Alawap. Alawap. I know you know what this means.
general.
Lashawan Qadash. Let's get lock. Um, mm, hold on. It's with a car, but I know what you're talking about. So lock with a car, it still means the same thing. All right, but I want you to put the car for now. Focus on show. It's with a car. That's why right there. God, you're not gonna put any. Oh, we're gonna. You two out. I'm gonna get up.
Oh, we ain't put the meaning.
Oh, get. Get. All right. So what we have on the board now? All right. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state in the live chat. So we have gas, which is gas. We have Kawa, which is gather. We have Alawak, is general. And we have lock, which means to get. Lock also gets with a ka at the end as well. All right. But you can also with a ka, lock means to get, short for your lock. Lock meaning go get something or get this. All right. Lock. Or you could do lock, meaning to take or to get. All right. You can use either or. I personally use lock with a ha at the end. All right. I usually use lock with a ha at the end and not lock because lock at the end really is to go. All right. But you can use it short in your lock for lock, meaning to get something, to go get something. All right. So you could use it, but I personally use the lock with a ha at the end. All right. So guys, which is gas, kawa, which is gather, alawat, general, meaning the rank of general. when we say alawat paniya, that means that's literally general on deck, like general, like he's facing us. The general is there. All right. Then you have la, which is to get. All right. You can take that down now. Let's get more. Let's get abanat. 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 The Lord says that you have to. Christ was wearing something on his girdle. There you go. Abanat, meaning girdle. Let's get ya lada. Ya lada. Yalada. If it's not a boy, it's a girl. Yalada is how you would say girl in Hebrew. Yalada. Let's get Nathan. Nathan. How would you say Nathan? Anybody know what Nathan means? What's Nathan? Nathan. Nathan. I'll give it a guess. What's Nathan? If I say Nathanya Mazalag. If I say Nathanya Mazalag, Babu Kusha, what am I asking you? What's that Nathan? In the Lord's Prayer. Done. Give? Give? Yes. Nathan is give. Next, we want to get, Nathan Laya. Let's get Nathan Laya. Nathan Laya. Nathan Laya. Nathan. And then you put the Laya separately. Nathan. Nathan. And you separate it in Laya. Laya. Nathan Laya. It's like if I said Nathan Laya. Nathan Laya. Nathan Laya. Nathan Laya. You want to separate it too in the English as well. Separate the Laya from the Nathan. Nathan Laya. Nathan Laya. Anybody want to give it a shot? Nathan Laya. Anybody can guess what does Nathan Laya mean? Give it a guess out. Nathan Laya. Well, what does Nathan mean?
Give back.
No. So if I say Nathanya, right, what would Nathanya mean? Well, first thing first.
It would be give me.
Right, Nathanya would be give me. So what would be Nathan Laya? That ya in front of the la, in the back of the la is what?
Or give. Is it give her?
Allah. So that ya, right? That ya at the end of the la is a what?
Oh, will give to me.
Correct. Nathan Laya, give to me. Nathan Laya, give to me. Nathan Laya Bukasha. Give it to me. Or give to me. Nathan Laya. Alright? Nathan Laya. Nathan Laya. Let's get it. Nathan Laya. Or Nathan. Give it to me or give to me. So I say Nathan Laya. So your kids, give it to me. Like, hey, why are you touching that? Nathan Laya. Give it to me right now. All right? Give it to me right now. All right? Nathan Laya ita. Give it to me right now. All right? Or give it to me now. All right? Nathan Laya ita. So you have Abanat, which is girdle. Yalada, which is girl. Nathan, which is give. Nathan Laya, which is give to me or give it to me. So Abanat is girdle. Yalada is girl. Nathan is give. Nathan Laya is how you would say give it to me or give to me. All right? So remember, you want to study the vocabulary. You want to know as much as vocabulary as possible. Do not take learning vocabulary for granted. All right? It's not a light thing to learn how to learn vocabulary. You want to learn as many words as possible. The more words you can add to your repertoire, the more words, the more sentences you can structure. You want to know as many words as possible. The less words you know, the less sentences you're going to structure. The more words you know, the more sentences you can structure. They go hand in hand. You want to know vocabulary. Salaki, Princess La'a. Princess. Ainaga. Ainaga. La'a. All right? So you have Abanat is girl. Yalada is girl. Nathan is give. Nathan Laya is give it to me or give me. All right? Don't forget to sign in. You want to sign in and check in, clicking that link. With that, I say Amadim, which means to stand. All right, men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat. I mean to the teacher. Amadim, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Yad Mata, Saw La'adwaki, which means turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Lathan by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yad Mata. With that, class dismissed.